we have another sneak peek. This from People Magazine. Sister Wives, Meri Brown agrees with BFF Jenn about what caused the demise of Robyn friendship. We saw a clip of this when we had our, like, they call it like a mid-season trailer, but it's not midway. It's like 2/3 of the way through, about the upcoming remaining episodes that we have of season 19. We saw a clip of this, but we get a little bit longer information. It's basically a conversation between Meri and Jenn discussing this kind of breakdown of the family, breakdown of Cody's relationship with Meri and the other wives, and a breakdown of Meri's relationship with Robyn. It does include that little clip that we see from Robyn where she's like, I was always such a good friend to Meri. I was so faithful, even when everybody else was scheming and plotting. Now, I'm not saying that Janelle and Christine were perfect to Meri, or that Meri was perfect to Janelle and Christine. I don't even want to get into that. What I will say, though, is I think what Robyn did to the rest of them is in a whole different weight class. Like, it's just completely different. So what they are saying is both Jenn and Meri give Robyn a little bit of an out. I don't think it was on purpose. I don't think it was manipulative. I disagree. My opinion, what they're kind of saying is she joined the family and then Cody really latched on to her, and it was just the two of them against everyone else. That's, I think, correct, but saying that Robyn wasn't manipulative about it, I don't think is fair, because I think she was. I don't think her goal was to drive everybody else out of the family. I do not think that's what she wanted. As everybody in the fandom says, Robyn didn't want to be the only wife. She wanted to be the head wife. And she came in with some real intention, and she told us those intentions. My father and mother had this honeymoon experience, and I went that for Cody. Now, we found out more about this honeymoon experience between her father and mother. For those of you who are confused, it's technically her stepfather, but she refers to him as her father. No problem there. Is that he was in Vegas with his first family, and then on the weekends he would go and he would be with Robyn's family. Now, the issue I have with that is that means that the first family only gets him a few hours each day afterwards. Well, he works all day and then they're only home for a few hours. And then Robyn's family gets them maybe Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, and they get all that time off. I guess the argument was that he could either have 2 days or 4 days and, or 5 days, I guess. But my guess was that he headed out early. Anyway, and that is a lot of what we see. She had this idea that she wasn't going to try to provide the same experience as everyone else does. She was going to provide Cody with the best experience. He's her best customer. She prioritized him, all of that kind of stuff. And so the argument seems to be, but they are starting to address some really important stuff, which is that idea of, like, Robyn said she wanted to be a friend, but then she would ghost Meri. And we saw that all the time. I think one of the most obvious ones was during the pandemic, during the lockdown, when people could not get together with anyone outside of their bubble. Meri was following the protocol, and she still wasn't allowed to come over. It was Robyn, right, who said, no, it'll make the other wives mad. And the other wives were like, we don't care. If they want to follow all this crazy list of rules, then she can come. And it's just really super clear. She's saying to Meri, I want to do all this stuff. And then they only get together a couple of times, always on camera. And then we don't see Meri being invited to things like Second Christmas, and she wasn't invited over for Easter, wasn't invited over for this. And then, Robyn turns on the waterworks when she wants to leave. So we're getting some small movement on Meri's attitude towards Robyn, but I'll take what I can get.